Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. And today we're getting into something that I think you're really going to enjoy, and that is leather shoes and how they can benefit our feet.
Oh, yeah.
So many people, myself included, I think about style first
Yeah,
when it comes to leather shoes. But we have a stack of research here
absolutely.
and some expert insights that suggest that the material of leather itself can actually play a big role in how good our feet feel.
For sure. It's true. A lot of people, when they think about leather shoes, they're thinking about, fashion and style.
Right.
But the material itself, like you were saying, can really affect the comfort and the health of your feet.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
What is it about leather that makes it so good for our feet?
So leather has a very unique structure, and I was looking at one of the research articles here, and it called it a tight surface and gradient structural density, which,
Whoa.
yeah, it's kind of a mouthful, but basically what it means is that leather is really breathable and incredibly durable, while at the same time it's able to kind of mold to the shape of your foot over time.
So it's like having a shoe that's tough on the outside, but then soft and flexible where it counts.
Exactly. And you hit the nail on the head there when you said breathability. That's key.
Okay.
It's kind of like, when you're working out and you have a breathable jacket on it,
Hmm.
it allows your feet to breathe that same way.
Gotcha.
Air can circulate, moisture can escape. It helps regulate temperature.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I've definitely had my share of, sweaty, smelly shoes over the years.
Yeah.
It sounds like leather could actually be a game changer for someone like me who is on their feet all day long.
Oh, for sure. Less sweat, fewer odors, and you reduce your risk of getting like fungal infections.
So breathable leather equals happy, healthy feet.
That's right.
I like it, but
Uh,
it sounds like the benefits actually go beyond just, staying dry and comfortable.
Yeah, you're right, because leather has this natural give and take.
Right.
It can really help to prevent some of those common foot problems we all get.
Oh, you mean like
Uh,
blisters and calluses?
Yeah, exactly. Blisters, calluses, bunions even.
Wow.
The structure of the leather can really minimize the friction and the pressure that leads to those problems.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about how the material of my shoes could actually help prevent things like that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, when leather shoes are made, well, they'll provide excellent support and cushioning,
Okay.
which is super important for people who are on their feet a lot, whether they're athletes, construction workers, new
That's it,
green.
built-in shock absorbers for your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I worked retail, having the right shoes
Oh, yeah,
was the difference between a good day and hobbling around, in pain.
absolutely.
We were talking about durability earlier, and I know that one of the studies we have here from the Filk Institute actually put leather to the test against other materials.
Yeah, they did, and they really wanted to look at how different shoe materials hold up under pressure. So they tested things like crack resistance and tear resistance.
So basically how well the material can withstand wear and tear.
Yeah. Exactly. And what they found was that leather pretty much consistently outperformed the other materials.
So leather shoes are not only more comfortable, but they're also likely to last longer.
That's right, they're an investment.
Okay.
They might cost a little bit more up front, but you're going to have them for years, which is good for, your wallet and the environment.
Okay, so we've got comfort, we've got durability, we've got, this potential for preventing some of those painful foot problems. What else should people know about leather shoes and foot health?
I think it's important to mention that leather can be really beneficial for people that have certain foot conditions, like edema or diabetes.
And this is where that breathability factor comes in again, right?
Exactly. Leather helps regulate temperature moisture,
Right.
which creates a much healthier environment for sensitive feet.
Okay.
And it can adapt to changes in foot shape and size, which is
Mhm.
essential for people who, struggle with edema.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not just about comfort, it's about creating a healthy environment for your feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And especially for people with diabetes, they often have reduced blood circulation to their feet.
Right.
So leather shoes can help keep their feet dry and comfortable,
Okay.
and that can really reduce their risk of complications.
Yeah, that's so important. It sounds like the right shoes can actually be a crucial part of managing these conditions.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about physical comfort either.
Right.
Proper footwear can actually have a big impact on a person's overall well-being, even their posture and their mobility.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, if your feet are hurting, it's going to affect how you move and just how you feel overall.
exactly. Now, of course, we should acknowledge that there are these ongoing discussions about, the sustainability of leather.
Right. Because anytime we talk about animal products, we do have to consider, that environmental impact.
Hmm.
So what's the current thinking on leather and sustainability?
Well, it's complex. Some researchers argue that leather, because it's a byproduct of the meat industry,
Okay.
can actually be a more sustainable option when it's sourced and processed responsibly.
So the idea is that, if we're already consuming meat, using the hides for leather is a way to minimize waste.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that not all leather is created equal.
Right.
There are a lot of factors to consider. Like the
Yeah.
tanning process can use some pretty harsh chemicals, and then you have to think about the overall supply chain.
So we shouldn't just assume that any leather product is automatically, eco-friendly.
Right. It's important to do your research and, look for brands that are transparent about their sourcing and production practices. Look for certifications like the Leather Working Group
Okay.
or sustainable tanning methods that use natural materials.
That's a great point. Transparency and, responsible sourcing are crucial. But let's kind of bring it back to the foot health benefits we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We've covered breathability, durability, the support that it offers, and how leather can be really helpful for certain foot conditions. What else should people keep in mind when choosing leather shoes?
Well, I think the quality of the leather itself is really important.
Okay. So what should we be looking for? What makes one type of leather better than another?
So you'll often hear the term full grain leather, and that's generally considered to be the highest quality.
Okay.
It's the outermost layer of the hide, and it's the most durable. It ages beautifully, and it has that natural breathability that we've been talking about.
So full grain leather is the gold standard.
Got it.
What about the construction of the shoe? Does that matter as much as the type of leather?
Absolutely. A well-made leather shoe should have sturdy stitching, a comfortable insole that provides good arch support, and then a sole that provides good traction and absorbs shock.
Okay.
So all of these factors contribute to the overall comfort and longevity of the shoe.
So it's not just about the material, it's about how that material is used to create a shoe that truly supports your feet.
Hmm.
It's kind of like the difference between like a cheap suit and a tailored one.
Yeah.
They both might look okay on the surface, but the quality and the fit
Right.
make all the difference in how you feel.
That's a great analogy. And, just like you wouldn't wear a flimsy suit to, a big event,
Right.
you shouldn't settle for shoes that don't properly support your feet, especially if you're someone who is on their feet all day or has specific foot concerns.
I think that's a great takeaway. Invest in your foot health.
Exactly. Your feet carry you through life, so it's worth taking the time to find shoes that are comfortable, supportive, and durable.
And if you're not sure where to start, what would you recommend?
I would say, don't be afraid to seek out expert advice.
Okay.
A shoe specialist or a podiatrist can help you assess your needs and find the right fit. They can also give you guidance on things like arch support and cushioning, which can make a big difference in your comfort level.
It's like anything else. Sometimes you need a little expert help to navigate all the options out there.
Yeah.
But even if you don't have any major foot problems, it sounds like choosing the right footwear is an investment in your overall health and well-being. It really is. It's like they say, take care of your body and it'll take care of you.
That's right.
And that includes our feet. All right, so before we wrap up this deep dive, let's do a quick recap of everything that we've learned about leather shoes and the benefits they can have for our feet. So we talked about how that unique structure of leather, that tight surface and gradient structural density makes it breathable and durable
Right.
and able to mold to our feet.
Yeah, and all of that leads to some really great benefits like less sweat, fewer odors, reduced risk of things like blisters and calluses.
Right, and we can't forget about the support and the cushioning that leather shoes can give us, which is a game changer if you're on your feet a lot.
Absolutely.
We also touched on how leather shoes can be especially helpful for people that have certain foot conditions like edema or diabetes.
Yeah, we did.
And we even got into the sustainability side of things, talking about how important it is to look for leather that is, responsibly sourced and processed.
It all comes down to making informed choices for both, our feet and the planet.
For sure. So I want to leave you with this thought as we wrap up. Imagine your shoes could talk. What would they say about how you're treating your feet?
That's a good question. Are you giving them the support and the care that they deserve?
It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of leather shoes and happy feet. Until next time, keep those feet moving and those minds curious.